welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the 54th season of the Nordson Academic Challenge. I'm your host, Rob Powers. The challenge of our show this morning is the same as it's always been. 3 local high school teams compete for points by answering questions in math, science, history. We have a few other topics as well. Let's hear it again for our 3 teams: Kirtland, North Olmsted, and St. Joseph Academy. After every show, we update the leaderboard, and at the end of the season, the top 3 teams will be back here to play for the championship and a $6,000 grant from Nordson. Let's get things started this morning the way we start every Saturday morning with the lightning round. All 3 teams compete in this round. We award 20 points for a correct answer. We subtract 20 points for an incorrect or no answer. The match will start, each team, with 100 points. Everybody set? All your answers in this round must be exactly 4 letters long. 4 letters. Good? Here we go. This bird is a symbol of peace. St. Joe's.
Dove.
That's correct. This Russian czar was called the Terrible. St. Joe's.
Ivan.
That is correct. Stephen Hawking wrote A Brief History of St. Joe's.
Time.
That is correct. This word follows Finnegan's in a James Joyce title. Kirtland.
Wake.
Correct. This metallic element has the symbol PB. North Olmsted.
Lead.
That is correct. This is the capital of Switzerland.
Bern.
North Olmsted. Go ahead.
Geneva.
It's Bern. The answer is Bern. I'm sorry. This jar titles a novel by Sylvia Plath. St. Joe's.
Bell.
Correct. This is the least valuable piece on a chessboard. St. Joe's.
Pawn.
That is correct. He was the chief Norse god. St. Joe's.
Odin.
That is correct. And for our final lightning round question, we go to the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage. Here is Dahlia Fisher.
The Temple Tifereth Israel collection is one of the permanent exhibitions at the Maltz Museum. It has precious objects from all over the world, including an 1892 Torah scroll from what country whose capital is Baghdad?
St. Joseph Academy.
Iraq.
Iraq is correct, and that's the end of our first round. We are into it now. We'll be back with more Nordson Academic Challenge right after this.
Nordson is honored to sponsor a program that celebrates academic excellence. We're a global industrial technology company with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. We donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charity every year. Over the past 30 years, the Nordson Corporation Foundation has donated more than $100 million, and our employees have volunteered more than 100,000 hours. And now, we're pleased to support the legacy of Academic Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and the best of luck to all the participants.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. If you'd like more information on any of the schools that appear this season, scan the QR code you see on the upper right-hand corner of your screen with your phone. That code will take you to news5cleveland.com's Academic Challenge page. We'll have links for all of this season's schools right there for you. All right, let's pick up now with hot picks. One at a time. I ask each team 8 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. There is no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. Before we get to the questions, though, let's meet our players. Let's start with Kirtland. Let's start with the captain, Matthew. Matthew, tell me something about yourself.
I'm the head builder of the Kirtland FTC robotics team, and I'd also like to shout out our alternates, Penny, Charlie, and Mia.
Awesome. That's awesome. I was going to say awesome. Austin, you're up.
I am a member of Key Club, where I'm the liaison between them and Kiwanis, and I am a member of the NHS.
Welcome. Hi, Vincent.
I'm a junior at Kirtland High School, and I recently got my Eagle Scout.
Oh, wow, that's great. Congratulations on that. All right, we're going to get to your questions. Vince from North Olmsted, you get first choice. Envelope 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
4. Okay, Kirtland, these questions just for you. All set? Here we go. Scientists have estimated that on a warm day, the temperature climbs to over 900 degrees Fahrenheit on what planet that is closest to the sun?
Mercury.
That is correct. The Courthouse Rock was a welcome sight to pioneers following what trail that shares its name with a West Coast state?
Oregon.
That is correct. While many zoos have tigers that came from India, the Indianapolis Zoo was one of the first to have tigers from what vast, cold region of Russia?
Siberia.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these is the mineral that is the chief ore of lead?
Galena.
That is correct. Though as a child he was afraid of dogs, what Mongol conqueror created fear in thousands of people before his death in 1227?
Genghis Khan.
That is correct. The importance of self-expression was important to what 19th century Anglo-Irish author who wrote The Importance of Being Earnest? Answer?
Charles Dickens.
Oscar Wilde is the answer. Oscar Wilde. Back to the monitor, and we move along. Here is your math question. Solve for x, giving your answer as an integer. Answer?
7.
9. 9 is the answer. Elected in 1920, what 29th president died in office before the full extent of the Teapot Dome scandal became public? Answer?
Warren Harding.
That is correct. Way to go, Kirtland. All righty. Our second team this morning is from North Olmsted. Team Captain Vince, good morning. Welcome. What do we need to know about Vince?
I'm a senior, and I would like to shout out our alternate, Jacob Strong.
Awesome. Awesome. Jory, welcome.
Well, hi.
Hi. What can you tell us about yourself?
I'm a senior at North Olmsted, and I do Model UN Key Club and play tennis.
Wow, that's a busy, busy day. Mohammed, hello. Good morning.
Hello. I'm a member of the soccer team and junior engineering team.
Awesome. All right. Welcome the entire team from North Olmsted. For your questions, Elle, we go to you. Envelope 1, 2, or 3?
2.
2. 2. All right, North Olmsted, these questions just for you. Set? Here we go. While they're low in calories, jellyfish are considered a delightful snack by what black and white flightless birds of Antarctica?
Penguins?
That is correct. Nature's best structure is the description Buckminster Fuller gave what two-dimensional geometric figure that might be scalene or equilateral?
Triangle?
That is correct. The Hale-Bopp comet is named partly for Thomas Bopp, a cement company worker who noticed a glow in the sky over what state where the Grand Canyon also attracts attention?
Utah?
Arizona. Arizona. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. Which of these identifies the process by which cartilage cells are replaced by bone cells as a child grows older?
Ossification?
That is correct. The first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes was what Polish-born woman honored for her work with radium?
Curie?
That is correct. You don't have to be alone to read the Gabriel Garcia Marquez book titled How Many Years of Solitude?
12.
100 years. 100 years. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. 60% of what number is equal to 300? Answer?
180?
500. 500 is the answer. John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, did so in 1962 during the administration of what 35th president? Answer?
Kennedy?
That is correct. Way to go, North Olmsted. Team number 3 this morning, St. Joseph Academy. We start with the captain. Hello, Elle.
Hi, I'm a senior at St. Joe's. I am the senior captain of the Winter Guard, and I'd like to shout out Mr. Rowaldi and Mrs. Garlock, our moderators.
Awesome. All right, Nina, you are up. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm a sophomore. I'm in chess club, and I enjoy literature and the arts.
Very good. Hello, Maria.
Hello. I'm Maria. I'm a freshman, and I'm in Model UN.
Very good. Very good. Okay, welcome to all 3 of you this morning. For your questions, we come back to Matthew from Kirtland. Envelope 1 or 3?
3.
3. All right, St. Joseph Academy. These questions just for you. All set? W.E.B. Du Bois was one of 29 civil rights leaders who met in 1905 to organize an anti-discrimination movement named for what New York waterfall? Answer?
Niagara.
That is correct. Had John Peter Zenger gone to trial in 1835 rather than 1735, he could have invoked the protection of what number constitutional amendment guaranteeing freedom of the press?
The first.
That is correct. The highest geographical point in the Western Hemisphere is Mount Aconcagua in what South American mountain chain?
The Andes.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. If you took a Geiger counter on a prospecting trip, you might be looking for which of these a naturally occurring element?
Uranium.
That is correct. Nikolai Gogol's novel Dead Souls concerns what S-initialed class of Russian peasants who lived in slave-like conditions until 1861?
Serfs.
That is correct. Jacques Cousteau probably enjoyed the story told by Professor Aronnax, the narrator of what Jules Verne novel set aboard a submarine?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That is correct. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. What integer placed in the blank will make this expression a perfect square? Answer? The answer is 121. A veteran of many Civil War battles, what 19th president had to fight a major political battle to win the disputed election of 1876?
Hayes.
Rutherford B. Hayes is correct. Way to go, St. Joseph. All righty, way to go to all three teams. We'll be back with more academic excitement right after this. Today's judge from Cuyahoga Community College, history and political science teacher. Please welcome Joseph Sismania. Hey, Joe, thanks for being here again this morning. We appreciate your time. All right, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Teams, now it's time to go head-to-head once again. This is our picture-perfect round. Each correct answer here will be worth 20 points. But for a wrong answer or no answer, we take away 20 points. This is for all three teams. So hands on the buzzer, eyes on the big monitor here. All set? Here we go. This talisman is believed to protect against demons in Bhutan, a small kingdom located in what highest Asian mountain range?
Mongolia.
Kirtland. The answer is Himalayas. Arthur Dove's work Foghorns was painted in what year that saw the fall of the stock market and the start of the Great Depression? St. Joe's.
1929.
That is correct. Amedeo Modigliani, who painted this work, died at age 36 from what disease once called consumption? Answer is tuberculosis. In this question, we ask you to solve for X. Kirtland.
-5.
1. 1 is the answer. In 1915, William Turner was the captain of what British ocean liner torpedoed and sunk by a German submarine with the loss of 1,200 people? Kirtland.
Lusitania.
That is correct. The outermost portion of the sun's atmosphere, most readily observable during a total solar eclipse, is which of these?
Corona.
Kirtland.
Corona.
Corona is correct. This painting is by Thomas Cole, an artist associated with a school of painting linked to what New York river, named for an English explorer? North Olmsted.
Hudson.
That is correct. This issue of Cleveland Magazine features a list of our region's top doctors, including those in the field of dermatology, which focuses on what largest external? St. Joe's.
Skin.
That is correct. That's the end of that round. Good round, too. Don't go anywhere. Our exciting grab bag round to determine the winner of this morning is coming up next. That's after, of course, Mix It Up. Stick around. Welcome back. Let's check in with our advisors now. From Kirtland, it's Mariah Duncan. From North Olmsted, Mike Arnold and Cindy Byer are here. And from St. Joseph Academy, it's Nick Roaldi. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you this morning. Thanks for everything you do for our kids. All right, Time now for our Mix It Up round. One at a time, I'll ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. First up, Kirtland. All set? Here we go. For real adventure, see if you can find hidden in this phrase the name of what island in the Atlantic where Hamilton is the capital.
Bermuda.
That is correct. This anagram will reveal its true shape if you rearrange the letters to name what river that joins with the Tigris in southern Iraq.
Euphrates.
That is correct. Here you have the chemical symbol for nickel in the middle name of what other element, a poisonous substance whose symbol is As.
Arsenic.
That is correct. This would have been a good website for what 19th century man who wrote the first American dictionary?
Webster.
That is correct. If you described Romulus and Remus as 2 twins, you would be making which of these grammatical mistakes?
Redundancy.
That is correct, and that was big. This is for the bonus points. These were the words of what scientist who refined his theory of relativity into the formula E equals mc squared?
Einstein.
Einstein is correct for the bonus points. All right. North Olmsted. North Olmsted, it's that easy, okay? These questions just for you. Here we go. See if you can find here the hidden name of what capital city of Portugal?
Lisbon.
That is correct. I've never heard of this company, so see if you can rearrange the letters to name what underground burial vaults, such as those in ancient Rome.
Catacombs.
That is correct. You can get not 10, but 20 points if you complete this word to name what chemical element whose symbol is W.
Tungsten.
That is correct. If the internet had been around in the 16th century, this might have been the website of what Russian czar nicknamed the Terrible.
Ivan.
That is correct. A book about Ellis Island would give you information about which of these groups of people?
Immigrants.
That is correct. And again, that was big. This is for the bonus points. These are the words of what morally strong man who led India to independence and earned the name Mahatma?
Gandhi.
That is correct for the bonus points. St. Joseph Academy. The pressure's on. Here we go. These questions just for you. Even the Grinch can't keep you from earning 20 points if you find in this phrase the name of what long, narrow South American country?
Chile.
That is correct. Lads and lasses can earn 20 points by rearranging these letters to identify what fin that rises from the back of a fish.
Dorsal.
That is correct. Fill in the blanks here to identify the endocrine gland located in your neck.
Thyroid.
That is correct. This could have been a website for what 13th century Italian traveler who spent a number of years at the court of Kublai Khan.
Marco Polo.
That is correct. The mythical Atalanta lost her foot race because she stopped to pick up which of these?
Golden apples.
That is correct, and that was big. This is for the bonus points and a perfect round. This cynical observation comes from what colonial statesman who invented bifocal glasses, a stove, and the lightning rod?
Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin, of course it is, for the bonus points. That's a great round right there, and that's the end of the round. But hold on, we'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round right after this. All right, let's get it going. It's time now for the grab bag round. In this free-for-all, each correct answer is worth 30 points, so anything can happen. A team will lose 30 points for a wrong or no answer. Again, this is for all 3 teams, so everybody gets set. Hands on the buzzer, eyes on the monitor when we need it. All set? Here we go. Steamboat Willie, Walt Disney's first cartoon with sound, starred what still famous rodent? St. Joe's.
Mickey Mouse.
That is correct. In the U.S., areas are divided into states, but in Canada, what name? Kirtland.
Territories.
Provinces. Choice, if you used blue litmus paper to test Coca-Cola, would the paper turn red, remain blue, or dissolve? Kirtland.
Turn red.
That is correct. This is what Italian composer known for his operas La Bohème and Madame Butterfly? St. Joe's.
Puccini.
That is correct. The Virginia Resolves of 1765 attacked what British parliamentary act that sounds as if it would be of particular interest to a philatelist? Kirtland.
Proclamation Act.
The Stamp Act. The Stamp Act. Every day, texters around the world use how many emojis? A number equal to 6 times 10 to the 9th power. Answer? North Olmsted.
6 billion.
6 billion is correct. Picky eaters beware. The giant wood spider is a delicacy on what second largest island in the world? North Olmsted.
Australia.
New Guinea. New Guinea is the answer. This was the comment of what English computer scientist known as the inventor of the World Wide Web? That's it. That's our final buzzer. We go right to the scoreboard. All righty. In third place this morning with 355 points is the team from Kirtland. In second place with 365 points is the team from North Olmsted. And checking in today with 625 total points, the winner of today's academic challenge, St. Joseph Academy. Be sure to join us next time. We'll feature teams from Lutheran West, Mayfield, and North Royalton. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Rob Powers. We'll see you right back here next week.